You're listening to the Tahibo Tea Club radio show, hosted by Milan Vukovic.
Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll take a walk and embrace. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now.
Where I am now.
And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us on the World Wide Web, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com or 1400 AM or 1350 AM. And guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful cold day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM.
Of course, Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Do all that and we'll shout you out.
And you'll shout them out
later on in the show.
Yeah.
Mr. E, it is
Fun Friday.
It's Fun Friday. We're almost in the middle of December. We're almost there. We're getting closer and closer to that beautiful, wonderful Christmas day. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I cleaned out my fireplace and shoveled out the old coals and put some new coals in it. Yes. Made sure the flute and everything was working. So I got some brand new logs put there just for Santa.
That is marvelous. I'm doing everything almost there. But I tell you what, I don't want to wait till the last minute because before you know it, it'll be here and gone.
That's right. Here's a question I want to ask you. Do you turn the fire off so Santa can come down the chimney or you keep the fire on?
We wouldn't want to see poor Santa burn up. A lot of Santas walk through the door. You're not coming down the chimney in 2022, Mr. E.
You know, they change all the houses around now. So I was just wondering, how did Santa do that? Because the logs were burning in the fireplace and, you know, the flame was high and he just came on down the chimney.
My grandson, he asked me every now and then, is Santa Claus real? And you should hear me. I mean, I'm like, well, you know, I'm trying not to tell him that his parents are Santa Claus. You know, I'm trying not to take that, you know, well, you know, it's your parents that's really Santa Claus. So I say, you know, you got various Santa Clauses all over the place.
Various,
you know,
I like that.
In the mall and all that stuff. And he's getting ready to get his picture done with Santa on Saturday.
And I can imagine him looking at Santa Claus cock-eyed because he's got a funny look when he look at somebody, want to know, is you really real? Is that a real? And then since God's beard is around, he's going to check and see if check and see if he got any oil on his face.
Well, Mr. E, I have a problem with some of these Santa Claus. I must say, I'm not trying to be a hater on Santa Claus, but some of you Santa Claus, you got to get it together. You know, when you think of Santa Claus and everything, especially in the past, you know, you got this nice jolly person, whether it's, you know, whatever color, and he's clean and he's fresh. And I've just seen a few that just didn't come up to the mark, Mr. E. I wanted to send them back to the South Pole or whatever pole they and say, would you change that? Would you comb that beard? And when you put some weight on, because some of
they
them
wait.
are pure T skinny and all the kids know who they are.
They wait until the 18th before they start eating a whole lot so they can blow up.
You know, our concept of Santa, I guess, got to go out the door, because I tell you, when I see some of them come to some of the community centers and stuff, I want to sit them right on back, fatten them up, and then clean them up and everything. No shade, but that's the truth.
I just had that little inkling because I was looking in the fireplace and I asked one of the silliest questions to oneself. Do you leave for these many years I've been existing, do I leave the fireplace on or do I cut it off Christmas Eve?
Turn it off, Mr. E. And Miles says, well, we lived in the project. We had a gas stove. My dad would and hook it. I'm telling you gotta look. Just keep the door.
Correct.
Well, Santa got a key, so
yeah, he got a key. And
right.
Don't forget to leave the cookies and the milk there too.
But you know, kids are real smart in this day and time, and so they kind of figure it out. They have figured it out, some of them, but some of them want that fantasy. So you do what you do. But Mr. E, it's right. Fun Friday. Yeah. It's our women's segment. What's in your closet? Issues concerning women. You know, it's a lot of things going on, a lot of things in the news concerning women. And we're going to start right now with the biggest story out there, Mr. E, and that is Brittany Griner.
Congratulations.
Back on American soil.
That's right. She's back on American soil. We want to say congratulations to her. She was gone for 249 days or more. And so we want to welcome her back. But, Miss Hinton, I got a problem with that, though.
Tell me.
They traded her for what you call that kind of person that knows all the secrets of the
gun selling, gun slinging.
They trade her for him that knows all the top secrets and trafficking.
Why would you have a problem with that? We got her home.
But you let a man know how the hook and crook go.
Well, the thing about it, you didn't have any choice. Russia said that either take her or don't take nothing. There's another man in Russia, an American, and he's been there for 4 years, and they gave him 16 years. And he's like, what about me? No, he's that, but he's saying, hey, get me out of here too.
That's right.
It was either Miss Griner or it was nobody.
Well,
that's what they said. And so we're glad that it was somebody.
That's right. And glad to welcome her back home. Miss Griner, please do not go over there again and put no oil by mistake in your purse.
Well, the thing about it is, why do you think Russia all of a sudden changed their mind? Because they were dead set on giving that girl 9 years in prison. She was going to one of the hardest prisons, hard labor. And all of a sudden, she's home.
Well, you think that Biden had something to do with that?
I do.
Biden is a bad boy.
I know you all better stop underestimating our president.
Right. They might call him Sleepy, but Sleepy woke up and got her out.
What it is, I really believe, Mr. E, that President Biden has a rapport with a lot of countries. He's been in the games for the longest time. He's been in Congress. He's been vice president. And his reputation, just has a good reputation and things like that with other countries. And so I think he did have, what it takes to get out.
That's right. But congratulations to our president of the United States for the effort that he did into getting her out of Russia.
And Vice President Kamala Harris. Yeah. But the thing about it is, I'm finding out that some people have a problem with certain things that took place with this exchange. And I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. You're just going to have to accept the fact that she's here. Like I said, well, they really didn't have a choice. It was either her or nobody. And so, you
She's
all
home.
that
She's
you all
home.
that are hating,
Yeah.
stop hating and just rejoice.
That's right. That's
There's
right.
somebody
Because
that was over there with some paraphernalia is out of that prison for 9 years.
that's right. And then she, that's behind her now, pushing it behind. She's got to get an examination, medical treatment to make sure that
Yes.
everything is A-OK.
Absolutely. So congratulations again. Big story. They got it going on. I can't wait for her to come before the press. Let us know how things are. I'm sure she's going to write that book, Mr. E. I'm sure she's going to, let us know, hey, this wasn't an easy task.
That's right. That's right. And she could have been there for those 9 years.
Absolutely.
Right there in making
Rotting in
bids
jail.
and just trying to live a life.
We're going to open up the phone lines if you all have anything to say about it, if you agree with it, if you feel a little funny about it, or you're just going to rejoice with them that do rejoice. Hey, give us a call.
That's right. The telephone number to dial is 757-624-9475. That's the number to dial if you want to put your 2 cents in and let us know how you feel about the release of Miss Brittany Gaynor.
There's another young lady's story in the news, and it's making headway. We have some updates. Miss Shanquilla Robinson's case, the young lady that was over in Mexico,
Yeah.
and her so-called friends allegedly, did a number on her. Mr. E, what's some of the updates that's taking place?
Miss Hinton, I'm sorry I did not get that update on her.
Well, one of the updates is that all those that are involved are supposed to be extradited to Mexico, and Mexico wants those folk back over there. This young lady was abused right before our very eyes and killed, murdered allegedly, and they came right back over to America, told the parents that she was, had alcohol intoxication and all that kind of stuff. She was, they didn't tell the whole story, and they just left her there in Mexico. And so all those that are over there in Mexico that were investigating were like, you think you're going to get away with this murder? She may not be Mexican, but she was on Mexican soil. So they are. The update is that they are getting all them back to Mexico to face consequences or to find out what happened to this young lady.
As I began to listen to the story, Miss Hinton, I heard that she paid for her and a lot of her girlfriends to go over to Mexico with them. She paid for all of them to go, and this was happening to her. And then, they said that it was some LGBTQs that was along there with her that, that had
allegedly. Now, where'd you get that tea from?
Allegedly, yeah.
Now, somebody was on social media just fussing. How in the world can y'all talk about the LGBT, that it was this and that? Oh, they really raised sand. So,
that's
Mr.
right.
E,
that's right.
That's alleged that it was part of that community, and they are raising Cain, saying, look, don't even try it.
That's right. That's what they say.
Say good morning to Sheila Robbins and Miles, Katrina Brown. Thank you all. You all have any comments, anything about these situations and some of these stories, let me know. You can call in at 757-624-9475.
That's the telephone number to dial. I saw something up here, Miss Hinton, that really caused me to giggle about it. But I'll let you go into that talk about that.
Okay, so I tell you what. So anyway, just the situation it's just, it's so sad. Now, Mr. E, I would not sit back and look at that video of that young lady being beat up. I cannot look at that stuff. I did not want to see somebody suffering like that, but it's all over the internet. Folks looking at this stuff, and it's not, Lord knows, there's nothing wrong with being curious, and there's nothing wrong with looking at whatever you want to look at. But sometimes it's hard for me personally to see stuff like that, see someone just beat someone to death.
So what do you think? What was the motive behind that? They're not saying, and after somebody treated you to a trip to go over to a foreign country, then a trip that, that All expenses
Yes.
are paid. You ain't had to do nothing but just go and enjoy yourself. And now they said that some of the folks allegedly say that those folks who went over with her begin to beat her up.
Well, I tell you what, they are sending them over to Mexico, and I tell you what, a Mexican jail ain't like American jail. You all keep messing with these foreign people in these other countries. I tell you what, we're glad our girl Brittany is out, but don't
That's
you
right.
never go over there with that kind of stuff. These people have stricter rules than we may have at times. You can't go over there and do certain things. You can't bring certain things. And getting back to that story, somebody was saying, something about her, how bad it is that she was over there, and how Russia and them have rules
That's right.
and
That is
things
so
like that.
true.
You got to be careful going over in foreign soil, doing certain things.
That's right. But I want to say congratulations to President Biden for making it possible for Brittany to come back. And that's a lesson for everyone, basketball players and all sports.
Yes.
Even though you go overseas to play ball, please do like you're supposed to do, and don't bring no paraphernalia or any of that stuff back. Try to get it back to the soil. Over to
Absolutely.
here.
We got two more ladies. Well, we got a whole lot of folk in the news. But Mr. E, we got Celine Dion with her beautiful voice now in a crisis and
Yeah.
not able to perform. She's shutting down tours. She has a condition
Yeah.
that is, it takes and immobilizes her body. It restricts her from even moving at
That's
times.
right.
And
That's
she
right.
cannot sing like she wants to. It's really, I know that's hard. And, that's your life, your career. You've lived your whole life as a singer. Can you imagine now having to stop doing what you love?
Miss Hinton, as I began to listen to the story, they call it stiffness syndrome. She got a
Yes.
stiffness syndrome
Absolutely.
that caused her not to be able to function properly. I said, "Whoa, stiffness!" And, and
Yes.
normally when I get a little stiff here and there, I take me a couple of Tyler Advils and come back strong. But the stiffness syndrome is only, she just got
Yes.
a bad case of arthritis.
This the E. This the E. She didn't say she had.
It's Fun Friday. I thought I throw that in there.
She look authorized. I don't think so. This condition is definitely traumatizing, and she was really hurt.
Yeah.
The fact that she
Yeah.
had to announce that her career at this time is not going to be. She's not going to be able to function now.
And cancel all her tours too.
So so we really have to really pray for our ladies that are going through. Sometimes life just brings you a terrible fate. And that's why we gotta just keep praying and keep just trusting God, because life just brings what it brings at times. You can't, we can be good people, but when you can be good people and life is still going to happen to you.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
we have another young lady. You all know her. A lot of you all that follow, music. Cardi B. Cardi B started from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
She was on, that pole. I got to say it like that. And her life began to evolve. She had talent to rap and sing and things like that. And she got opportunity through TV, loving hip hop and all that stuff, and began to just excel. People were really surprised because they're like, who is this little lady coming in here from a place where you wouldn't think she could build, but she became an icon and a multi-millionaire as a result of her talents. Well, Cardi B is in the news.
That's right.
Telling ladies, and this segment is for our ladies, to keep yourselves out of the doctor's office when it comes to cutting and pulling and knitting and tucking.
In other words, she's trying to tell everybody, stay out of plastic surgery.
She's saying you got to do your research. You got to do right. She went over there and got her booty done somewhere, and it has not been successful.
When
She's
you put
in pain. She's saying you gotta be careful with plastic surgery and all kind of things, and especially when it's that underground type of thing, those underground services
I got a deal for you.
and all that kind of stuff.
I got a deal for you.
Yes.
You come down the back, give me $25. I can perform an operation on you.
Well, that's what they were doing. They're doing underground operations in hotels. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people would tell it. There's another one, Kay Michelle, who will tell you that, you know, they've gone underground to get these procedures done. They got somebody that don't specialize in the procedure. They just are taking and putting all kind of silicone throughout your ladies' body. Ladies, listen to this. Now, listen. I know you want those curves. I know you want to look good, but you got to be careful who's doing things to your body and what they're putting in. She is
Women
telling
don't do that,
ladies, she's telling ladies to be careful. And even though you want those curves and things, do not go that route. Do not get certain procedures, especially, she said, especially if you're diabetic. But this is the thing, and because, you know, with diabetes, you just can't be taking and cutting and doing on the body. But she was saying as a result of low self-esteem, she thought she would get everything done. And so she can enhance. She said when she was growing up, she grew up real skinny. And, you know, guys used to say, look at you, you're skinny, you don't have, you know, nothing on your backside, or you're not, you know, voluptuous and things like that. She said in New York where she lived, the culture was to really be voluptuous and, you know, well built, stacked. And so she said that motivated her to go underground and get certain procedures done. And so ladies, this is for you. Be careful who you nip and tuck with.
Nip and tuck?
Nip and tuck. You can't nip and tuck with everybody.
That's
You
right.
got
That's
to,
right.
You have to do your research. You have to have somebody credible. And you got to know your body.
You know, if God gave you that body, please let the body stay like it is, and don't go down and getting water solutions, solutions, and things of that nature, fixing your nose, your back.
See, I don't agree with that. I feel like people can do it, but they have to do it right and go to the right doctors, and they have to know their own bodies. They have to be safe with it.
And what happens when after they get a little older and
what happened?
Plastic surgery that they don't
they
get
go
old.
Get another one.
They don't get old long with them.
Cher, you know, you got your girl Cher. She's nipped and tucked, and these folks will tell you, you know, they have nipped and tucked, and they go back.
I think I'm in the wrong profession.
You know, some of them go back for the second and third, you know, tuck or whatever.
You know, when I listen to you and when I hear this, it sounds like every Thanksgiving you get a turkey and get ready to fry the turkey. Then you start ejecting the turkey with some great marinade sauce to make his arms big and make it.
Well, people are using silicone.
Right. And you know, they're doing that also with a lot of the animals here where they making the big, making them fat and everything so you can purchase
Absolutely. Them. Katrina Brown said, I'm not going to get nothing to look a certain way. God has made me see. Okay, are you moving?
No.
Okay, what is it? Where is it at? It says.
She said, a certain way God made me and said I was good. Yeah.
I was good. Well, that's the thing. But you know what? I'm not saying there are not doctors that have not gone to school or don't have the gift to do it. But I'm just saying, be careful because it can sometimes go wrong.
That's right. You, Miss Hinton, I want to change the scene. I want to come over here to the city, if that's okay with you. I want to jump into Chesapeake. You know, I want our listening audience to know that they are now renovating and remodeling Walmart.
Oh, yeah. So after the disaster and everything, they are doing some things to Walmart to get people back on track, to get folk back in there and help people to feel safe.
Yeah.
After the disaster and the mass murder there, oh my God, they're going to have to do something to have people, have confidence in them again. Because, I mean, can you imagine having to walk back in there as an employee or employer and get the shakes, because it's like, and have anxiety as a result of, will this happen again? But I tell you what, when you walk into Walmart now, the first thing you're gonna see is police.
That's right. And they said another lady has another person has a lady that was working in Walmart, just doing the working on the remodel and emptying it out. She said she walked in there and got this eerie feeling, and she said she had to run out.
Well,
Yeah.
I am so glad that a lot of lives were spared. I'm so sorry that lives were taken, and they're suing. They're coming with some big $50 million lawsuits and things like that. But again, Walmart is gearing up to get folk back in there, to get the store back up and going. And so, but like I said, you got to win the confidence of the people in order to come back in those places. A lot of people, say, well, may not feel any type of way, but it, to me, the thought of going back in there, or going in there, because that's a Walmart I used to go when I lived in Chesapeake, and it's like, I don't know if I'd be visiting you all no time soon. But,
Wow.
you
Wow.
never know. What you call Ann Miles said, how do you renovate memories?
Yeah.
Ooh,
How
that's
can
the
you
thing, your mind.
That's right. How can you renovate memories when you go in and saw in the break room, hear some of the friends and people that your relative that there and went off to the deep end?
Well, here's some tea. The Royal Ladies Pie, that's my business. You all are definitely in for a treat. We're going to give you information later on how you can have the Royal Ladies Pies for your wonderful occasions and things like that. Since we have our women on, and this is our segment, going into business is a definite blessing. It's hard at times. It's easiest time at times. It's rewarding, and so I like to encourage ladies to think about using your gifts and your talents. Sometimes you can be doing something, Mr. E, the whole time in your life, and then all of a sudden, a light bulb would come on. I remember making my pies for years for my family and friends, and somebody said, "Oh, I would buy that pie," and I was like, "What, really?" And then making them is easy. Starting the business is kind of easy because it's something that you've been doing the whole time. All you have to do is get things in order, get your business license, and go from there. I just want to encourage ladies to start looking at some of the things that God has given them, some of the gifts that you have, and start moving toward exposing them into the marketplace, or letting people see what you have. Don't hide it. Some people are sitting on some great things for us. And I just want to encourage them to go ahead and make available things that God has given you. And so I'm so glad. It's a year old. The Ladies Pies, the Royal Ladies Pies, now is official trademark, is available, and I'll give you information on how you can actually enjoy that for the holidays or any occasion.
Was it very hard when you started out with the business? Can you enlighten us on how you did it, what you had to do, and tell us the secret to making them pies?
You won't be getting my secret, but you can know that it will. All you got to do is decide that, hey, I want to, go into business. You have to have a product or a service, and you have to, go down to your city and get your license. First of all, come up with a name. Create a name for your brand. Go down and get a license. Start, getting people interested in what you're doing. Of course, you got to find out what your competitor is doing, and you got to find out, how much it makes sense to get it as a business as opposed to a hobby. And so, go for it, jump. Steve Harvey has a book and it says jump. So go out there, jump. And we're going to continue to encourage you all throughout this year and forever to rise above mere survival and find success. And that's one of the way of doing that, Miss E, is going into business for yourself.
And that's what it's all about, Miss Hinton, jumping out and doing what doing what God has given you, and allow the ideas to go forth. Don't be afraid. Fear is not of God. If God gave it to you, go and use it.
Go ahead and use it. It's many gifts, many talents. Come on over here. We got a lot of tea to serve. Beside tea about our ladies, we got some other tea we want to serve, and we have some upcoming shows. You all be blessed. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here Monday for Sports Talk.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 till 10 right here on WGPL 1350. And don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye now.
Took a long time to get to this place. Started out with a smile.
We want to say hello to Valerie Watson Anderson, again, Katrina Brown, Annie Miles, Sheila Robbins. Sheila, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday. And we wish you many, many more. But yeah, we are serving that tea. And let's get our tea cup. We were serving some tea, just talking a little bit about ladies and some of the things that women are going through and what's in the news. And again, we talked about Miss Griner, who I'm glad she's back on American soil. I'm glad that she got the opportunity not to sit in that jail and rot like a dog.
That's right. That's right. And I'm so glad that the young mind had not been, we don't know yet, had not been damaged or tormented because of the conditions that she was in. When you go to a concentration camp, what they had her in, when you go to a concentration camp, you got some rugged jobs out there, and according to what I saw on the newspaper, where the holding cell where she was at, how she was sitting down there dining with some other people that she was sitting. Jail is not a place to be anyway. It's not a comfort zone. It's not being in your own living room, and it's not living your lifestyle.
You're in a cage.
That's right.
Like an animal.
That's right.
And you have no freedom.
That's right. And when you don't have no freedom, and now you're working in an environment that you're not really accustomed to working in, making mattresses and washing somebody else's old nasty clothes and things of that nature.
Ooh. Anyway, we have some upcoming shows. Mr. E, we're going to be doing on Monday what?
We're going to be doing on Monday Sports Talk. I want to throw some teas out there today, Miss Hinton, while we're on. And I want to let folks know that last night there was a game on. It was the Raiders against the Rams.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
who won?
The Raiders had the game won all the way till the fourth quarter. And then all of a sudden the Rams came back.
Oh, Lord, I know that was a hurting thing.
I mean, smoked them.
Oh, man.
I mean, smoke. And if you're a Raider fan, I want to let you know you ought to go ahead and pack your suitcase because it's over for you now.
What has the season been like for them?
The season has been real down and out. They won a few games here, won a few games there. But, hey. Wow, that's the way the cookies crumble. Yes. I give you more of that Sports Talk on Monday.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Anne is saying, wonder how this is going to hurt her relationship with her wife. That was something that people talked about when you come home and you've been traumatized and things have happened, hopefully, who knows how the relationship is going to play out, but we definitely will find out that tea and see. Continue to follow their story. I wanted to mention that starting Monday is going to be our time of giving.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. Mr. E, we had a great time of giving on last year. This year, we're going to have some great gifts for you all, our listeners and viewers, and some special presentations as well. Looking forward to it. And but Monday, you all keep tuning in. We're going to start with our giving. Our time of giving.
Yeah.
And we want you all to be a part of it.
That's right. We want you to pay close attention because you too could be a part of our time of giving, where we give you nothing but the very best in all that you do and just appreciation, just to say we thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to be giving you the list of our special guests. We have some guests coming through. We're going to do a lot of opening up the phone lines as well. And we're gonna, like I said, we'll do giveaways. We'll open the phone lines. We'll have holiday tips for you
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
We need to make sure you all are safe, safety tips. We're going to be bringing that as well. And we're just going to continue to bring some great, great content for you. Next year, we're gearing up for some wonderful guests and some great topics. And Mr. E will give you the number later on, or our FYI radio show email, where if you have a suggestion or if you want to be a special guest with
That's right.
FYI, you can do that as well.
And we want to make sure that you too, here in all over, that have some local folks or some great folks around that's going to help you to rise above. We want to make sure that everything we do here that would help you to rise above.
Yeah, you can be local, but we're going to talk about some other guests too as well across
right.
the board. And so if you know anybody in your circle that should be on FYI, let us know. But we also are going to expand to people all over the country, all over the world, actually, to be a part of what we do and be special guests. You can be a special guest on our platform here, or our Monday evening social media platform live.
That's right.
Like I said, you all can take advantage of this platform. Now, we can also pull in sponsors. If you all have a product or service, we want you all to come and actually get our package, our sponsor package, so you all can sponsor FYI radio show.
That's right, because we got some availability time here that, even though we're marketing and we're going on additional radio stations starting, but we got a 30-minute slot that we can fill up from 10 until 10:30. We can go towards working that.
Okay, so I tell you what, you let us know. Mr. You're going to give that information a little bit later, but we're going to serve a little bit of tea, find out what else is going on in these streets.
That's right.
Mr. E had some, came with some sports tea about poor Odell Beckham. Now, Mr. E, I thought that was a done deal.
Well, after the doctor's report, something wasn't gelling with it that changed the minds of Jerry Jones. You got to remember Odell Beckham had an ACL problem.
Right.
And that wasn't just the first time that he had an ACL problem. This is the second one in the same location.
Yes.
And doctors are saying that once you have the first ACL problem, it's hard on the second. The second one is, and the third one, they said that you would be like a bionic man. They had to really put some screws and tie you up real good, and that could be your career. So, and then Jerry Jones got to the point where he was looking at the career. We need some franchise players. We need some players that at any time we need you to go out there. We don't want you sitting on the side of the sideline because we're paying you too good of a money.
Well, the thing about it is, how is it that you all were looking at somebody busted up anyway? Why didn't they wait till he was rehabbed and, ready to play? He's sitting up there still in rehabilitation. How in the world are you going to send him millions and millions and millions?
The thing about it, he was over his rehabilitation. He did his final rehab, and he was did his final doctor's appointment and was going to secure him a job. He was looking for a job because he had not only the Cowboys, but he had other teams that he was looking to want to play with. He really wanted to go back to work for the New York Giants, and so he tried the Rams, and there's a lot of folks didn't really want to bring him back on board. Okay. He has a great name, but
what went wrong then? Why if he's so rehabbed?
His performance, they don't want to have a recurrent incident where he set out. He did that at the team he played with last time. He got hurt. That was the ball game. He played for 2-3 games, got that big paycheck, and that was the ball game. So then he was going back. He wanted to go to the Cowboys, the Buffalo Bills, the New York Giants, and he wanted to play ball, but they put him on hold all over the city.
Well, all I can say is, Odell, I hope you have another choice for career, son. Maybe you could teach football or whatever, but we wish you the best. And I guess what, Odell, Christian Hinton will not be a Cowboy fan now. So you, because that was the only condition is that you all get Odell Beckham.
That's right.
And Christian Hinton was going to go be ride or die for the Cowboys.
Just for Odell Beckham. That's how
my
folks
grandson.
do. They got great loyalty, and so hey, we're wishing Odell the best. Just to let you know that here's some other tea for you that Deion Sanders was down in Jacksonville. Now he's going to coach his son in Georgia. So
and getting paid plenty of money too.
That's right. He's getting paid big money because he said that you didn't want to pay him, you didn't want to take good care of him. So he said, hey, and then he said the people down in Jackson didn't even want to come out and support the football team. So he's going prime time is leaving from down there in Jacksonville and going to GA.
Well, I tell you what, let's talk about some political news here. We got the Trump organization, this poor thing, found guilty of all kind of stuff, crookdom and all. Well, and so Trump, they say this is the first layer of crookdom that they have discovered. They're getting closer and closer to Trump, allegedly, his shenanigans and foolery, and they're going deep, but so far, the organization has been found guilty.
Well, Ms. Hinton, when you do the crime, and he said he didn't do the crime, but when you do the crime, you got to pay the time. And he's going here, going there, doing this, doing that. And see, when you go to your storage unit and you find some top secret papers in the storage unit, it's time for a change.
Well, that's the thing. They're finding different things, he's got to, this is how I feel about it. I feel as though he is now naked, meaning when he was president, he was covered. He was, they allowed him to do so much. He could do no wrong. Wrong was wrong. Wrong was right. And now they have just like abandoned.
That's right.
If you notice, the leaders of the Republican Party and the senators and all those folks are more like, whatever you want to do, because they have no confidence in him anymore.
I think what happens was they gave him all the power. He thought that he was powerless. He had access to this and access to that. He thought he was going to turn America into like Russia. He thought he was allegedly.
He said like Russia.
Yeah, like he thought he was going to be the only big kahuna and get rid of all the other folks that works America. He was going to be the big boss with the hot sauce, So now when they found out that he had another agenda and found out that he was rotten to the core, when they found out that he was a trickster, when they found out that he didn't have all that he said he did have, and then when they found out that everybody that was a part of him was singing songs, and they started investigating and seeing that this fella, and then when they found out what he did to American people by having knowledge of bringing that COVID virus into the United States.
Where are you getting this stuff from, Mr.
Well, that's what
you
the
got
news
to allege.
Allegedly having an idea of knowing that the virus was to come.
You all up there better put allegedly in the chat. Put allegedly, Mr. Eden accused the man of bringing COVID in the land. That's an alleged thought, and we got to find out. We don't know yet, Mr. E. So allegedly but we do know that they have found papers, top secret papers, and we do know that the organization has been found guilty.
Allegedly, that President Obama, he came on and said allegedly that this man knew all about it.
Oh my goodness.
Talk and
answer but allegedly we'll find out who brought that COVID through here.
That's right.
Anyway, but Trump is still under investigation. Like I said, I feel he is definitely naked, Mr. E. I don't think he has the covering. Now, this is the thing. They of course lifted him up and kept him covered because of what they needed. The Republican Party was like, this is our president. This is what we can get from him. This is what we can do. Now that all that is over, it's like, hey, are you throwing him to the sharks? Are you throwing? The man don't have no cover. I mean, all of them. When you hear them on the news, they have just turned the tide. You know, it's just a turn of the tides now. It's just crazy.
They abandoned him, even down to his children.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly abandoned him also.
Where does he get all this tea from?
Even down to his daughter came on TV allegedly and said that if her father won, she run for president, she's not going to be in the business with him anymore.
Well, she said in the business, but she didn't turn on the daddy, did you, girl?
Yeah, she done turned on daddy.
But anyway, let's go to some. Let's see. Congratulations to Raphael Warnock. I tell you what, he just turned it out last week and really this week actually. I'm really excited about, hey, what's going on?
You know, Herschel Walker and all of them that allegedly that was sponsored by Trump, everyone that Trump supported has lost.
Yes, did you get the story about Herschel's son that I sent you? Herschel's son is telling and blabbing and saying that daddy ain't worth 2 cents. Now, that's what the son is saying. The son is saying that daddy is not a good father. And daddy was a puppet for the Republican Party. That's what the son is saying. Well, if he didn't serve, I was like, wow.
Well, the son also said, Miss Hinton, that his daddy ain't never did anything for them but paid.
That's what I'm saying.
But did his child support thing, He said the daddy ain't did nothing with the 4 families that they do have. 4 families.
Ooh.
That he do have. Ain't did nothing for them.
He said that Trump and them forced that daddy to run and say that daddy don't have no sense. He got the less sense than an 8-day clock.
Just as backwards as an 8-day clock.
I mean, he was talking. You all got to Google it. The son, his son, Herschel Walker's son, is just talking so much smack about that daddy. And saying the daddy won't worth the air that he went out there breathing to run for that office. Said he was not qualified. The son said he wasn't qualified whatsoever.
He was not qualified. We knew that man was not qualified. See, there's a lot of people are taking on positions that they have no qualifications in.
But the Republican Party was right there with them. They said babysitting.
But all they knew is somebody said, I'm endorsing you. Now run, tell that. Go and do what you got to do. We got you. Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
You all got any tea? Put it down here in the chat. Give us some tea. Go on and share some tea with us. But I'm telling you, you all got to Google that story. The son is just talking about their daddy so bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But the thing about Herschel Walker, you didn't win.
Have several
but
seats.
This is the thing. He had folk that wanted him
That's
to win
right.
in the Republican Party. I guess Republicans looking out for Republicans, but some Republicans refused to vote for him.
That's right. The folks stop voting for him, stop even giving them accolades. My problem is with folks who are not qualified for the job. Has he ever worked in politics? You understand what I'm saying? Has he ever had his hands in politics or any of those things? Has he did anything in order to make himself qualified to work in the business?
Yes.
The Georgia Republican that 2 days ago, Christian Walker, who's Herschel Walker's son, he said an influenced and esteemed son of a Republican, Herschel Walker, who said some awful things about his daddy.
Yes, he did. He did. He really he really stomped him. That song "Stomp." If he didn't stomp that daddy, and he's just saying, he said he's unqualified. He's not a good father. He said they spent their lives running from him. Said he put a gun to a woman's head. This is all alleged by the son now. And he said he's glad he didn't win, and he shouldn't have been winning in the first place, trying to win or run because he was not qualified.
Well,
I
that's
said,
what happened to a
"Next
lot of
on
them.
the T is just,
You know, that's what happened to a lot of folks.
Well,
The son said don't beat women, hold guns to people's head.
don't beat women. What was
Yeah,
it?
he said the son began to say Herschel Walker's son called the candidate a liar, a hypocrite, over abortions denied.
Oh yeah.
He said hold guns to people's head,
Mhm.
fund abortion, then pretend you are pro-life. Cheerleader, lead your multiple manner children alone to chase more fame. Lies, lies,
Ooh, and
lies.
he said he was so busy humping on women.
Said stupid crap, and made a fool of your family. The young Walker said in the first of the furious of his tweets posted on Tuesday night, Democrat Ralph Warner was projected to win.
Well, anyway, I tell you what, whew, he was really, really rough on him. But anyway,
That's right. I want no friends with no John Brown Trump. She said,
ooh,
neither was Mr. E. That's right. I didn't like him. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. If you want to know,
yes.
I don't like no Trump.
Well, Mr. E, there's some local tea, and it always makes us feel a certain way when we hear stories like this. It says the Chesapeake Public Schools teacher fired after inappropriate communications with
Yeah, an
students.
employee of the Chesapeake Public School was fired Friday for inappropriate communication with a student.
Allegedly,
Alleged
Mhm.
inappropriate communication with a student. A spokesman confirmed to 13 News after being placed on administration leave November 21st, pending on Child Protective Service and the human investigation, and they mentioned her by name, was terminated December 2nd.
You said her.
Terminated. Tyler. Well,
Yeah.
terminated the teacher.
Yes, but says
And
the
guess what
safe.
school? Guess what school he was at?
Where was it?
Oscar Smith.
Wow. It is something, and been in the school system for a while. Would you all please, all you all that got those problems and things like that, just go. You don't have to go after the little youngins.
That's right.
Leave
That's
the
right.
children
Go mess with
alone.
big grown folk.
All these grown, willing workers out here, folks that want to be in relationships with these folk, take and go and do something better with yourself. Leave these children alone. What is it? Mr. E is a mess out here in these streets, but then he, eventually he got himself caught.
That's right.
And
you're going to
they
get caught.
said the safety of our students is our top priority.
That's right.
And Chesapeake Public Schools expect all employees to act with the utmost professionalism to provide a positive learning environment for all students.
And how can you do that when you got predators, when you got folks that got problems into our school? Here's one for you, Miss Hinton. Elon Musk addressed to report a Twitter being under investigation for converting offices space into bedrooms.
Well, what's the purpose of the bedrooms?
Some people have their office space. They're resting right there in the office space. They're laying down with the blankets and the pillows like they're at home.
Well, is he working them too long? What's the story? What's the tea?
Here the tea is that the T says this, that Elon Musk has addressed reporters on Twitter having turned office space into sleeping quarters, namely taking issues with words that authorize a San Francisco may investigate in such as development. According to Forbes magazine Monday, employers were met this week with what the publication source billed as model bedrooms. Featuring unmade mattresses.
Okay, go ahead.
Dab curtains.
Who?
And a dab, D-R-A-B, crab dab curtains. And a giant conference room transparent monitor. The report noted that the setup made a notable improvement to compare to the sleeping bag. So they made those, that's just crazy.
But the thing about it, I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of him having that. Is it because they work hard and need to sleep after they work, or Or what is
Unless he worked them all around the clock. Unless he worked them all around the clock and allowed them, instead of going home, sleep in the
Well,
job.
here it is right here. He said must frame the situation as providing beds for tired employees before very Republicanishly trying to steer the conversation some that shade toward fentanyl. He also tagged San Francisco Mayor London Breed in the post. And so he's saying if y'all tired,
I got a place
is that
for
a
you.
good thing?
Well, Job did that. If you need some rest, Job had a break room for
Job, who's Job?
Job,
Steve Jobs?
yeah, he had a break room for the folks
And
that work for
exercise, didn't
iPhone.
he?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
oxygen, and if you need a break, just go on in there and lay down in the lounge and rest, and come back in, go to work.
Well, I tell you what, somebody wrote that and may have been throwing shade allegedly. Anytime you say it was Republican-ishly, it's like, now what Republican? Somebody trying to send a message. So we don't know what it is, and if he's a target for people that just want to, bring his name down. He's one of the richest folk around, and so when you fall into diverse temptations and problems, when you rich like that, folk want to come after you and everything. The haters.
And they can do whatever they want to. This is America. They said in response to sharing to Twitter, which has made headlines, recent months of no longer enforcing a COVID virus misinformation policy and for firing a slew of workers must frame the situation of providing beds to tired employees.
Well, that's it. And he wants y'all to be comfortable, especially with COVID and stuff out here and whatnot. I was going to bring up a question. Let me see. It was something about the workforce. No, I have been talking, not necessarily talking, but I was reading some information about friendship. And I want to know, and in this particular thing that I was reading, they talked about haters. Mr. E, I want to know if from the chat, do our friends have haters? And what are haters? What do you all think a hater is? Hateration, haters, people that hate you. And what do they do as a result of hating?
The term hater, or when you look at it in a well-known word, is jealous.
Oh.
You got folks that are jealous of what you do because they wish in the background that they can be like you. You got so much great qualities of life and you can do almost anything. And so they wish that they had the knowledge that you have. They wish they could style designer clothes like you can style designer clothes. They wish that they could talk like you talk or eat like you eat. Or they wish that they could have. These are what you call your haters. These are what you call bullies on your job that look around and find stuff to complain about you.
When you were talking, I had a flashback of the young lady that we just talked about from Mexico. And she was surrounded by haters.
Yeah.
They were disguised as so-called friends,
that's it.
But they were actually haters. And so I brought that up because we're going to be talking to someone. We're going to have someone on our show that's going to talk about friendship, but also talk about the environment of haters as well, and what that means, and how you can kind of recognize your hater. Because sometimes haters are in disguise. They don't just come out.
Oh yeah.
They're wolves in sheep's clothing and stuff like
That's
that.
right.
So we're going to be talking about that and many, many more things. Mr. E's going to tell you how you can be a special guest, sponsor, or intern with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor on FYI, all you have to do is give us a call at area code 757-714-7861, or go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, inbox, go to Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, inbox, or go to FYI inbox, or go to the webpage, FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. Inbox us and let us know that you'd like to be a special guest on the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world.
Absolutely. Now, don't forget the Royal Ladies Pie. The holidays are coming. Call 757-470-0224. Don't forget the books. They're online, hard copy, ebook. You can also go to the Audible platforms, and you can get it. Bullying is right underneath your nose. Also, the Young Women Achieving Success Program, we're still recruiting. Your girls 10 to 17 can be a part of that program. The ladies' music is online, and we can host your special event and special occasion.
That's right.
Also, again, you can be a guest and sponsor with us, and we're looking forward to having some of you wonderful people on to be a part of FYI. So look, you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be blessed. We're going to see you back here for Sports Talk.
And for sport and for FYI After Dark. Don't forget to join us. 2 up, 2 down. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400, Peace 95.3, and 88.9 WMVA.
Yes,
Have a
again.
wonderful.
Ann Miles, Katrina Brown, Valerie, all you all up here, Sheila Robinson, Roberta Carter, God bless you all. Diane Carter, I'm sure she's here too. You all are blessed, and thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on Monday.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye now. 2 up.